Have you heard about Billlie? If not, you're in the right place. If you have, you're still in the right place. This video will go through Billie's entire storyline up to their recent comeback. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about K-pop storylines. My videos are pretty lighthearted and not the most in-depth, highly detailed explanations out there, but I 100% guarantee you'll still know everything you need to know. So with that out of the way, Billlie are a 7-member girl group under the company Mystic Story. They debuted on November 10, 2021. The fandom colors are Mystic Blue and Mystic Purple, and yes, that's important to know. The group consists of Suha, Suhyun, Haram, Tsuki, Shein, Seyun and Haruna. Shein wasn't originally in the group. She was on Girls' Planet, and the company thought she would be part of the final lineup. She joined them while they were still promoting their debut song. Before the album was released, sets of concept photos were shown. Concept teaser 1 shows a keepsake box filled with various objects and a teddy bear. On it, it says, when we say we know something, we must acknowledge that we actually know only a part, the A part that is revealed. Whatever I show you, this is not my all. We are all made up of multiple jagged and rough parts pieced together in us. We sing of the mysterious, hidden, and even dangerous B-side. Concept teaser 2 shows a jar of tickets. It reads, making something appear out of nothing is what we call desperation. You're desperate right now, right? Then close your eyes, arouse your senses, and open your heart. Can you see it? Now, don't you need a ticket? Now go up the stairs, and you will see the world on the 11th day. Billlie. Here, Billlie is written as B-I-11-I-E. The third concept teaser is Seyun with her back turned to the audience and a purple stain on her shirt. It reads, so the mystic purple rain fell, and Billlie was taken from her attic by the large stranger. None of her friends could help her. They were all busy. You know how busy all teens are these days. Sadly, her friends all became liars. To Billlie and to the world. In despair, sadness, and ridden with guilt, we wait for Billlie. With these 3 concept photos, we already know so much about the world Billlie wants to show us. To summarize, a girl named Billlie was taken from her attic. Her friends failed to help her because they were busy. First of all, how did this stranger pull off walking into her house, going all the way to her attic, grabbing her, and leaving with her? Was it the Invisible Man or something? Lots of questions, but we'll move on to the first story film titled Bill Chapter 1 and Billlie Chapter 2. The video starts with 3 kids in the woods. The girl asks one of the boys if he ever heard about Billlie, or the 11. She says it's an old story that his great-grandmother would have heard. She then describes it as a scary, sad, sexy, friendly story. Which is, I'm describing movies like that for now on. They end up at a cabin in the woods, with a sign saying Billlie loves house. Who gives their child that many L's, literally setting her up for failure. We change perspectives, and Suhyun is now narrating. She starts by saying it was an ordinary day, except that today was the 11th day. We first see Suha and Tsuki are together. Tsuki is drawing a house with Billlie run, hide, under it. Suhyun and Haruna are seen in a house, and Seyun and Haram are in church. It goes back to the 3 children who trespass. Afterwards, Suhyun says that on that day, that person appeared with a purple message. They all get a text message saying on 11/11 today, the sad and strange story will be repeated again. Near you, darkness will take your bee. Suhyun warns that something big, dark, and strange might take one of them, the safest yet most dangerous, a person without love. The bell then rings 11 times.
사랑이 없는 사람. 그리고 11번의 종이 울렸어.
The second chapter begins with the 3 kids asking who was taken. The girl says it was Billlie Love. We then see Suhyun and Haruna, who are revealed to be sisters. As their mothers start talking about Billlie, the 2 girls give each other a knowing glance. We cut to Haram and Seyun and we see red leaves on Haram's bed. They discuss Billie's disappearance, with Harem saying she doesn't want to know where she went because they can't follow her, and Billlie can't take them there. As she says this, they show the girls all staring through the gate to Billie's house. Sue is talking to Mr. Love on the phone, saying she doesn't know where Billlie went, claiming that she goes straight to work after school. Suki listens as she scribbles over her drawing from before with a purple crayon. It's revealed that all 6 of them were together on the 11th day. They ignored the threat from earlier, not knowing Billlie was alone. Well, I mean, if she wasn't with you guys then? After finding out she was gone, the girls tried to find her. Back at Soohyun and Haruna's house, their mother says that Billlie ran away from home. Soohyun is holding a red leaf, and her hands are stained. The leaves are from the woods outside Billie's home. Mr. Love said that Billlie waited for her friends to protect her. Haruna anxiously listens to their parents while Soohyun stares ahead in a daze. Their mother asks them if they plan to go to Billie's house that day, and they say no. All of the girls become liars, as hinted in the concept photos. They have become liars to Billlie and to the world. They are in front of Billie's house with the keepsake. And as they start crying, purple rain starts falling. Rain in movies and TV shows are usually used to convey the characters' negative emotions. Here, the rain symbolizes the girls' guilt, mourning and despair over Billlie. It goes back to the 3 kids, who point out the stairs that have the jar of tickets on them. The girl says that if you go up the stairs, there's an attic where the girls are waiting for you. They show the attic that has an ethereal look to it. One of the kids says there's no attic to this house. First of all, how would he know that? The girl is like, you fool.
Something that doesn't exist? We call it desperate. Are you desperate now? Then close your eyes, wake up your senses, and open your mind. Can you see it? Can you see it? Don't you need a ticket? Yes, my friend, you did well. Go up the stairs and look at the world of the 11.
This video reveals an extra meaning to the group's name. While Billlie is also the name of the missing child, it's also been written as B-I-11I. Ibimil means secret, while Bai means rain in Korean. 11 is the 11th day, 11th month and the 11 bells. 1-IE can be read as a lie. In the physical album there's a paragraph that gives more information surrounding the 11th day. It details that around 4 or 5 the church bells started to ring and rang 11 times, as if it were broken. It was accompanied by a siren that sounded like a crazy bird. It continues saying that no adults in the village were able to hear the loud cacophony, not even a single one. All of the children in the village, however, were aware. They all knew that when the 11 chimes sounded, purple rain would fall from the sky in broad daylight. They all knew the secret of the strange large being who would appear and take one of them to the other side. The video takes place during the story film. The girls are staring at Billie's house and to my Billlie is shown on the screen. They start searching around Billie's house for any sign of her or clues about her whereabouts. Sue finds a door that leads to a giant room of staircases, with a door in the middle of the room. The rest of the girls eventually join her, and Sue opens the door, and it leads to the imaginary attic. The first verse details the mystery surrounding Billlie. They theorize whether she's dead or not, given there's traces of blood. The post-chorus is people starting to gossip about Billlie, like what was seen by Soohyun and Haruna's parents. The line "you wait right there, I'll go save you" will become a message that will resonate throughout the storyline, so you should keep it in the back of your mind. The song in general is about making a decision they won't regret. In the song they mention B-side. The term B-side was previously mentioned in the first concept photo, detailing a mysterious hidden B-side. They use the action of coin flipping to symbolize this. Since a coin has two sides, it symbolizes the dazzling front of the A side and the dark back of the B side. They also hint that the B side can have hidden truths. I'll leave it at that for now, but keep it in mind for later. In the bridge, the girls exclaim that they are Billlie, for now at least. As to why the girls are claiming to be their missing, possibly dead friend, I can't answer that yet. The 11th day is mainly about the girls recollecting about the event. Or at least trying to. Their memories are hazy and they're not sure if they subconsciously tried to forget what happened or not. All they know for sure is that whatever happened was scary and sad for them. The things they remember are the purple rain and wanting to hide. Also that they should keep it a secret. This song tells us something important about the girls, that we can't fully trust their memory. This album is called The Village of Perception. These albums surround the event that happened on the 11th day from the girls' perspective. We don't have any other perspective to go by. The girls are telling us this story by their memory. Basically, the girls aren't to be totally trusted in their narrative. I'm not saying they're lying, but like this song points out, the girls might be unintentionally hiding stuff from us because they themselves don't know it. We'll also see in future albums that they have vivid imaginations, so details might in reality be exaggerated, like how a child tells a story. I don't want you to think super hard on this, thinking everything we see is a lie, because that's not true, or really the focal matter. The point is that the girls might be a little unreliable, but like 90% of it isn't on purpose, and it's up to us to piece together what really happened on the 11th day. Cool note about this song is that it samples from the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker. The composition uses an instrument called celesta that was described sounding bell-like by Tchaikovsky. Everybody's Got a Secret continues from the 11th day. Here it's about the girls keeping what happened on the 11th day a secret. The people in the village seem like they didn't notice Billie's disappearance or not care, making the girls think they dreamt the event. Could you imagine if the town was just gaslighting the girls into thinking Billlie never existed? Would that be fucked up or what? Anyways, they wonder if digging into their memories will be the key to uncovering the mystery of what happened that day. The rumor is from the villagers' perspective about Billlie. I know what I said literally only a few minutes ago, but you can't trust their perspective either. And this song shows why. They don't even remember her name, but they're all up in her business. They question her friendship and act as if they knew her personally. The shallow gossips reach the whole town, never seeming to stop. Wow, living in a small town seems like a nightmare. They ask if anyone saw her leaving. This leads to questions asking if she had internal struggles, but they quickly brush it off to her just running away. Living in a small town sounds like a nightmare. From here, the song gets a little, abstract. Someone who claims that they're Billlie confronts the gossipers. Some people believe that this is actually the girls. If you recall back in flipping a coin, the girls start calling themselves Billlie. Fans believe that these are the girls declaring the name Billlie for themselves and becoming their new identity. Which, for this song at least, doesn't quite fit. From my point of view at least. On the other side, people believe that it's the actual Billlie Love saying this. Which leads into a problem. If Billlie Love is confronting her gossipers, how is she also missing? Now, there's two ways this can be explained. One way is that it shifts to Billie's point of view, from wherever she is. Like how in movies the audience sees where the missing person is but the main characters aren't aware. Another way is that this song doesn't take place after her disappearance, but before. I know out of context this one is confusing, but I can't explain it fully without spoiling the future albums, so for now I'll say that this is what I believe in, so in this video I'll move on with this theory. If you believe it's something else though, that's fine. The story is structured to be up for personal interpretation, it doesn't mean someone's wrong or right. So with that out of the way, Billlie says that their name didn't matter to the gossipers and proceeds to make fun of them for thinking they knew Billlie better than herself. Billlie knows that everyone is paying attention to her, so they should at the very least know her name.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch.
The first album gave us a lot of questions. Is Billlie Love actually dead? Where was she taken? And can her friends find her? And I can confidently say, the next album doesn't answer any of this. But it does help us get closer to the answer. Okay, I know we're all having fun trying to piece together this mystery, but before we get any further we have to discuss something very important. And it unfortunately involves science. I tried to make it as understandable as possible, okay, don't leave. So, Billlie uses various psychological theories from Carl Jung in their lore. They use the theories as motifs. The main ideals that are seen throughout the storyline are self, persona, shadow, collective unconscious and dream. Self signifies the unification of consciousness and unconsciousness in a person, and representing the psyche as a whole. The persona is a strategic mask of identity in public, the public image of one's personality, the social role that one adopts, or simply a fictional character. People may choose to wear a social mask or use a persona to make themselves appear more socially desirable. This is used to make new friends. People can have multiple personas that they use in various situations. This can include work, being with friends, at home, etc. Depending on the individual's circumstance, a persona which they consider stronger within their specific social situation can be created because they put a higher emphasis on social interactions. Jung warned about using personas too much, fearing that one might lose their own individuality to their persona. The more healthy a persona is, the more socially acceptable and consistent that person remains. However, once a person starts to believe they are their persona, it can have adverse effects on their personality. Once a person loses their identity to a persona, they become an archetypal figure. By losing their ego, their persona becomes their personality in an archetypal form. However, when this occurs, the person becomes unstable, and they are unable to act outside their formed persona. Basically, method acting is a slippery slope. A shadow is an unconscious aspect of the personality that does not correspond with the ego ideal, leading the ego to resist and project the shadow. In short, the shadow is the self's emotional blind spot, projected as archetypes or personified within the collective unconscious. The shadow can include everything outside the consciousness and may be positive or negative. A person can repress awareness or conceal self-threatening aspects of the self. There are positive aspects that can remain hidden in one's shadow, especially in people with low self-esteem and anxiety. The shadow forms in early childhood. The collective unconscious and the unconscious mind consists of automatically mind processes that include unaware personal habit, instinct, intuition, defense mechanism, repressed feelings and shared mental concepts. Everyone take a deep breath. We'll get through this together, okay?
Okay, so you getting it? I'm getting it. I don't get it.
Don't worry if these don't make super sense now. As we go through you'll get to visually see all of these ideals. The next album is titled The Collective Soul and the Unconscious. These albums, without giving a lot away, deals with the girls' inner conflicts in their shared mindset. The concept photos for Snowy Night are for the audience to piece together what happened to the girls on Christmas. One of the clues is a formula for the Drake equation, unrelated. It's used to estimate how many communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way. Collectives unbuist translates to collective unconscious, which we just learned about. Simulacre et simulation is a French philosophical study by Jean Baudrillard that examines the relationships between reality, symbols, and society, in particular the significations and symbolism of culture and media, involved in constructing an understanding of shared existence. Le Voyage dans la Lune translates to a trip to the moon. It's a French film where the music video will draw aesthetics from. The last clue to note is the Snowy Man. He is stationed in Christmas Luna and has never been on Earth. His age is 10 to the power of question mark, and his height and weight are unknown. The Snowy Man also has the ability to make snow. The Snowy Man is introduced to us as a lover. Lovers will be seen throughout the storyline, and it's not clear about their overall role, since they all interact with the girls differently. They're just funky little creatures vibing. Finally, we can move on to the music video. On Christmas, the girls are bored in a cabin. They stare at the snow globe before walking outside and taking a ship to the moon. Totally normal day with Billlie, I suppose. Then, Harem and Tsuki are literally kidnapped. While they are held captive, they try escaping but are re-caught. The rest of the girls notice their absence and are on their way to rescue them. Meanwhile, Suki and harem are now being used for hard labor. I feel like this is breaking so many laws. To prove my point even more, he makes them blue margaritas to drink as they work. They are also seen with bunny ears now, which is definitely not concerning. It's cute, so it's fine, I guess. The rest of the girls finds a key and a bell. And when they find a pair, Sheehan uses the bell, knocks out the snowy man. But it lasts literally 5 seconds before he starts going after them. The girls make their way back to the ship, and they return back to Earth, where it's revealed it was all a dream. Snowy Night is a prequel to the next title track, being a hint as to what we're going to see in the next album. The first concept photo shows a bedroom with the words "All is not as it appears. All is not as we know it. The forgotten memories, the memories we've deleted." We're skipping over the other concept photos since they directly appear in the film, by the way. We are now introduced to the second lover, Dreamvader. Dreamvader, wait, oh my god, you see the snowy man in the back. Hey bestie. Ahem, Dreamvader is seen in dreams, has 7 black pearls, and collects nightmares. You also see a mathematical symbol next to the thing. The thing is what they call the big dark strange intruder that took Billlie Love. And no, you didn't miss them calling it that somewhere. They refer to it as that later, but I didn't want to confuse you. Anyways, that is the symbol of approximately geometrically equal to, so this lover is similar to the thing that took Billlie. Dreamvader is from Skog and is questioned to be a kanken. These are both Swedish words for forest and rabbit respectively. A rabbit with wings is a Swedish fictional creature from Sweden called a skvader. The word can also mean a combination of contradicting elements, which is one of Dreamvader's abilities. We start inside of a room. You see dice that come up to 11 on the floor. The mirror cracks as the bells ring 11 times before we switch to harem. Sheehan starts narrating as we see harem studying. The 3 girls behind her start gossiping about Billlie and her disappearance. And then they start reenacting her alleged kidnapping. What if she was killed?
이미 죽었으니까.
Spooky. The narrator says, an overwhelming moment just being with her, the time that the adults didn't acknowledge. I had to hide it, so the lies got bigger. Lies, lies and lie again. As we go to Seyun. Seyun is at her house, and the adults are pigging out while she only has cookies to eat.
This is my meal. I call this girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner. Oh, girl dinner.
The adults say that Billlie deserved her fate because she was a bad child. First of all, are any of you all her parent? No? Mind your business.
기억해내선 안 돼.
That's even more spooky. Next. The mirror cracks more as we switch to Sua and Suyin. More girls gossip about Billie's disappearance, this time treating it as if she just ran away for a little trip. This is now my TED talk about how true crime as a genre has desensitized us. Sua sees Suyin but doesn't recognize her. As she walks to the diner, she hears,
벌써 잊은 거야?
She then goes to follow the voice. Suki, Haruna and Sheehan are in a store, but they similarly don't recognize each other. The narrator says, I had to hide the time we were together, I had to lie, and no one easily remembered her absence. Haruna hears,
찾을 수 없어. 다신 찾을 수 없어.
The narrator continues, the child hiding in the shadow of the room, so it was perfect to be taken.
그런데 그의 이름은 뭐였니?
이름을 기억해?
Harem turns around, seeing she's alone in the room. The mirror cracks again, the clock is now at 11. One day in the 11th season after the child's disappearance. Today I'm living as myself. Your invitation has finally arrived. Your hint delivered like a nightmare. We then see all of the girls getting their invitations. Shein gets her card from a fortune-telling machine. Sua returns and gets her card from the vending machine. Soohyun gets her card on her phone. Haruna gets her card, and while everyone else so far has been confused, she smiles and says she's been waiting for this. Harem gets a card in her book and throws it on the floor. She keeps flipping through the book and finds more cards that she keeps throwing on the ground. Seyoon finds her card in the VHS player.
이번엔 우리야. 우리가 사라져야 해. 우리가 그 아이여야 해. 난 비밀을 알고 있어.
It cuts to them all in a room, the same room we see at the beginning. They reveal they don't even know who he is, they've forgotten each other. Harem sees a fishbowl as purple liquid starts filling it. From here, the girls exclaim 7 emotions they feel.
난 두렵다. 전혀 다른 날 만나게 될 것 같아서. 나는 울었어. 알 수 없는 이유로.
Purple liquid stars falling in Haruna's booth.
난 즐거워. 기다렸던 초대가 마침내 도착했어. 나는 놀라. 꿈에서 본 바로 그 순간이야. 데자뷰.
Purple liquid starts falling down the mirror in Sheehan's room.
나는 웃어. 이제 모두 진실을 깨닫겠지?
Sua crumples up her card.
나는 외면해. 사라지고 나면 아무도 기억하지 못하겠지?
The purple rain then starts falling on her. Soohyun's screen turns purple.
나는 숨을 거야. 모두의 비밀을 알고 있기 때문에.
The narrator then says, did you forget? It's you who made Billlie disappear. You erased her, you abandoned her. The girls put their cards in the Billlie keepsake box, and someone puts in their card. A joker. It's like playing with a Ouija board. What did you expect? Harem stares at the now purple fish bowl and drops it. The fish was still alive. The girls locks the door and runs away. It's important to note that they're in children's PJs. The narrator then says you locked her room with the safest but most dangerous lock, which was something that was said in the previous story film. She continues, the way you look is not everything, the things you know are not everything. The memory we already forgot, the memory we forced ourselves to seal. Did you really forget? Only then we could recognize each other. We forgot. They show up in a red room and start to remember each other. The girls are joined to each other like a connected string. Soohyun calls out from the diner, banging on the window for the girls before calling out to Sua. Sua, in the red room, responds by calling out to her. The girls then say, remember, turn back time, confide, wake them up, tell them, it's not late, let's go. As they starts running out of their places, you see Dreamvader watched Tsuki. They run back to the door, in their older clothes. They are going back to meet her. To meet their bee. We see someone watching them run to the room. At the very end, Billlie opens the keepsake and grabs her own card. This video is all in a dreamscape, of all of the places being the girls' separate but collective dreams. As they remember each other, the dreams start blending more. The mirror cracking symbolized them remembering. In the video, the girls claim that they were apart from each other 11 times and broke up 11 times. I know it might seem like they're setting up a traditional time loop, but they aren't. Billlie are referring to the recurring dreams they have about the guilt they feel. According to the idols, Billlie Love was the one who sent the cards, which means she sent herself a card to also be invited. The video makes it seem like Billlie Love is a ghost, contacting them from the other side, and while there is a chance this is true, after all Harem herself thought she was, we can look at this with a different perspective. Billlie could be alive but simply unable to contact them face to face. The first time she communicates with them is through their collective mind. Also seen in the video are the 7 emotions the girls feel. These 7 emotions go to each member, but no one is 100% clear on who goes for what. Based on the girls' characteristics seen in the story films and the future music videos, we can give an educated analysis to figure it out. I'm afraid of seeing a completely different self as Harem. This will be seen more clearly in the future, but even here when she drops the fishbowl shows that she gets frightened easily. I cried. For an unknown reason Izua. When she gets her card, it starts to rain. As we already know, the rain symbolizes the girl's guilt, mourning and despair. In the dreamscape, Sua doesn't quite remember why she's feeling sadness when she sees the card Billlie sends. I'm happy. The long-awaited invitation has finally arrived as Haruna. We saw in this video how while everyone else was confused or scared about getting the card, she was excited. Once we go to the next music video I can go more into why she seems like she knew what the card meant, so I'll leave it at this for now. I'm surprised, this is the moment I saw in my dream. Deja vu is Tsuki. Now, this one is the most loose in terms of pairing. The other lines pair with the other girls more, so it just leaves this one with Tsuki. She was seen the least in this video, so we can't get a full look of how she takes this. I smile. Now everyone will recognize the truth as Shein. There's a reason why Shein was the narrator's voice for this video. In the video, she is heard to help the girls remember. This has a double meaning. Shein is narratively speaking as Billlie Love, aka the missing child to help bring the girls together. The other meaning will be revealed later. So stay tuned. I turn away. No one would remember me if I'm missing? Izuyin. When she was in the diner, she got scared when it was raining. She then bangs on the window to try to get Zua's attention. In the first story film, she disassociated when her mother was talking about Billlie. Suyin and the rest of the girls tried to find Billlie and failed. Afterwards, people started to forget about Billlie after it stopped being a hot topic. Suyin is hesitant to go meet Billlie because she doesn't want to also be erased. I'll hide. Because no everyone's secret is Ziyun. In this video, after hearing the missing child's voice, she exclaims that she remembers the secret. The girls are on their way to meet Billlie. Will they finally find her? Gingaminga is a Korean expression meaning something you're not sure of or remember exactly. The yo makes it into a pun because gayo means sung. The video starts with a quote from Carl Jung: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Everyone's in their dream world and finds an entrance into the strange world. They find themselves in a hotel and recognize each other. They then split up not knowing what genre they're in. Suki and Harem are in the hotel hallway, Suhyun and Shein are in a cafeteria, and Haruna, Sua, Seyun are in a playground. They start to investigate their areas. Suki opens a door, leaving Harem to get scared and run away. Sua grabs a mic and gets pulled up a slide, leaving the other two to get scared. Suhyun and Shein see themselves, but they are not actually in the diner with them. Suki and Harem walk towards a door with the number 11 on it. The trio are glitching and are seen on Seyun's TV, showing that they are dreaming this. Someone named B calls Suhyun. In Harem's dream world, a baseball rolls to her, and in the collective dream the baseball becomes large and chases the pair. They all arrive back in the lobby and see a person with a ball face, every side a different emotion. They show the girls floating on pearls. These are the pearls around Dreamvader's neck, meaning that these are the girls' nightmares dream worlds that the Dreamvader collected. On the typewriter it says BI11IE backwards. Shein types what are you as Dreamvader appears. Gingamingayo is about the transition from childhood to adulthood. The strange world they are referring to is adulthood. The first verse is them having strange feelings, but feeling that they should keep it bottled because that's more adult-like. The second verse has the line "found Billie, and it seems like it's me." Billie here refers to their inner child. They are saying Billie instead because that's what they associate their childhood with. The girls asks if they're wrong for what they're feeling, and that to be an adult, they shouldn't question how the world works. The girls claim that if the adult world isn't real, like they would rather sleep all day, which here means to stay a child forever. In the story film, I mentioned that there's a reason why Haruna was excited about getting the invitation. There's a theory that because Haruna is the youngest, she was the most attached to her childhood, so she did not fully forget Billie. A sign anonymous is about the events we saw in the story film. In this song, they say that they received a sign. The signs they are referring to are the invitations Billie Love sends. They are at first wondering why they received it, but then feel like they already know the answer. They have the feeling of déjà vu, which are the recurring dreams/nightmares. They're excited to meet Billie, wondering how she'll look and sound like, but when they go to the strange world, Billie Love isn't there, only their forgotten childhood. I hope you're excited for more science.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
It's short, I promise. Harem in an interview described the song as the theory of relativity to time and space, where time and space overlap each other. 1/1 can be read as 1:1 or 1:1 ratio. This is about the A-side of themselves overlapping with their B-side. Previously Billie mentioned A-sides and B-sides. The A-side is the persona that we show to people, the version of ourselves that we want people to perceive. The B-side is your inner self, your shadow that you hide from people, and sometimes even yourself. Their B-side has the address of 11, which is what we saw in Ginga Minga-yo with Harem and Suki. The line, "Billie, you're my name." Axis of the opposite dimension. We look so much alike, though we are different, is the girls looking at their younger selves. The axis here refers to the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is an imaginary straight line that divides a shape into two identical parts, thereby creating one part as the mirror image of the other part. When folded along the axis of the symmetry, the two parts overlap. In the song they talk about meeting their B-side face to face, like a piece of paper folded in half. This is written in the physical album. All is not as it appears. All is not as we know it. The forgotten memories, the memories we've deleted. Did you really forget all about it? Our Moon Palace. The Moon Palace is a book by Paul Auster. It's about the internal quest of searching for identities. A Moon Palace sign is actually seen in Ginga Minga-yo on the playground. The lyrics detail the girls being confused, searching for answers about whether it is better to fully become an adult or follow their heart. They only find more questions than answers, continuously wandering around in a metaphorical fog. Maybe they'll finally find those answers in the next album? The album teaser is a cat with odd eye colors. The colors are Mystic Blue and Mystic Purple, the official fandom colors. The cat has a name tag that reads Bravery. The tagline is "The mask young Billie was wearing all the time is hanging on the tree." Under the tree, the black cat's eyes are shining as she watches the seven of them. From the end of the world and the awakening, we are then introduced to the next lover, November. November is a spiritual guardian for Billie who is known for bringing fortune and peace. November has a mystic connection between Billie Love and the girls. It's worth noting that in Ring by Ring, the lyrics mention that there's no cat, so perhaps November was Billie Love's cat that wasn't found when the girls searched her house. In the MacGuffin's track drop video, you see Soohyun holding the bell Sheehan used in Snowy Night to knock out the snowy man. We first see a card that reads 11 Summer your world will close after the bell rings 11 times. Soohyun as the narrator says today after 11 summers since I've erased the memory of her, from the furthest corner of my memory the world called us. Soohyun has the key scene in the previous story film and uses it to open the gate. As they enter the school, it shows them as children. We see the girls, who give a cat mask to Billlie before they run away playfully. The narrator says our fairy tale disappeared, you and I grew distant. Fairy tale is what they consider their childhood. When they grew up they started to grow distant from each other, including Billlie. We see Kid Haruna losing her balloon. So Billlie gives her a paper bouquet. Older Haruna then says I didn't abandon you. I didn't forget you. For a while, I thought we were playing hide and seek. Kid Zua scrapes her knee falling off her bike. Billlie pretends to ride with her.
거꾸로 가보는 건 어떠냐고 했지? 페달을 꾹 밟고 최대한 빠르게. 너와 함께일 땐 두려운 게 없었는데 이젠 차갑고 지루하게 움츠리고는 해.
Kid Suki is pretending to put on makeup before Billlie gives her a doll. She then starts playing with her.
울고 싶을 때 웃게 해줬고 웃고 싶을 땐 더 크게 웃겼어. 모두가 치울 때 난 따스했는데 지금은.
Kid Soohyun and Billlie sit together. Soohyun reaches and pulls off Billie's mask, but the audience doesn't see. A photo of all of the kids drop in the fountain, with Billlie looking at the seven from a slight distance. Kid Sheehan is practicing ballet and starts getting frustrated. Billlie and Soohyun send a toy dog into the studio to cheer her up.
가장 먼저 내 눈물을 닦아준 나의 빌리. 내 상처의 빨간 약은 언제나 너의 몫이었지.
Kid Harem is reading Matilda. She's wearing a Girl Scout uniform to reflect her dutiful and studious nature. She drops the stack of books which makes a loud sound, and she gets scared, hiding under the table and biting her finger from anxiety. Billlie gives her a hug until she comes out from under the desk and shows her shadow puppets of a bird.
외로울 땐 손을 잡아줬고 힘들 땐 등을 내줬어. 우리의 이야기는 쉽게 사라지는 섣부른 동화가 아니잖아.
Kid Soohyun is resting when Billlie gives her a plush Dream Vader. The seven girls play around with Billlie only watching. When they play Ring Around the Rosie, she falls and the girls continue. When the girls are riding bikes she just watches them. And for music class the girls are playing while she stands in the front teaching them. Billlie sits on the floor, putting her head in her knees as a shadow blankets her. In the present day, they find Billie's mask as the school starts collapsing at 11 o'clock. Billlie throws a bunch of photos in the air that also fall in the present. They then say,
시간의 역행, 빛의 순행. 그림자의 발현. 세계는 파멸하고 성숙한 내가 태어나. 넌 거기 그대로 기다려. 널 내가 구하러 갈 테니.
These are lyrics from Ring X Ring. The school fully crumbles as the girls watch. They leave the key on the gate, leaving it unlocked. Each of the girls are given a B, their strength's power thing that defines them. On the official Twitter, the girls were given descriptions to go with their B. Shein is Bubble. My name is Bubble. Fluffy foaming bubbles. I hate being taken lightly. I'm not disappointed by refusal. I can just blow my bubbles again to rise anytime. Harem is Biju/Jewel. My name is Biju. I'm glittering. Don't think I can't shine without you. Even if you don't recognize me, I can't help it. Slowly, carefully, without hesitation. I'm the one to pick you who'll look good with me. Sua is Bishop. My name is Bishop. Even if I have many options ahead of me, I always don't walk straight. My eyes go to the blind spots all the time. Because only the path that others don't and can't take is where I start. Suyin is Birdcage. I'm a birdcage. Even though you try to break my world, I won't change whatever you're concealing. Give in to me, or leave. Because I'll tame you. Haruna is Balloon. I'm a balloon. My name is Balloon. Don't grow your dream looking at me as you like. I love you. Congratulations. Don't make your dream engraved in me. I'll leave you to find my path. I won't be swayed by you anytime. Suki is Blossom. I'm a flower. Loveliness in the spring sunshine. But be careful. I'm not a trophy that blossomed only for you. Don't be so relaxed. Because otherwise I'll fly away with a different look. Siyun is Beast. I'm a monster and a beast. Whatever you call me, I don't care. Even if you feel threatened by me, who cares? I just show myself the way I want to look. Be careful. I'm never easy. The last line in the video is my B-side, revealed while trying to erase. I found you, my Billy. The girls go to their old school to try to find their inner child that would help them find Billy love. In the video we learn more about how the girls were when they were children. We are also able to put a face or mask to the mysterious Billy love. The title of the film is The End of the World and the Awakening. The world they are referring to is their childhood. They are accepting that their childhood is over and acknowledging that it happened. In the video we see the plush Dream Vader. I believe the lovers are imaginary friends the kids made up toys from their childhood. The Dream Vader being approximately equal to the thing might mean that the thing and the lovers are something that the girls made up. We hear the line reverse of time, direct motion of light, origination of shadow. This alludes to what we see with Billy love. When Billy was a child is when she first developed her shadow. Billy wears a mask, literally and figuratively, to hide her inner emotions from her friends. When the girls are facing some sort of difficulty, Billy is the first one to help them. Billy shields her true self behind her persona. She is suffering alone because she doesn't want to burden her friends. Now that the girls have awakened, they are ready to move forward on their quest to rescue Billy. The video starts with Tsuki looking through notes as a shadow with glowing green eyes watches her. She runs as November watches her. They are searching in the abandoned school and the shadow gives Yoon psychic damage. She opens a book that has a on switch inside it and presses it. Harem is on the roof and looks around before entering through a skylight. Haruna is in a school bus with people wearing masks. She looks at one and presses the stop button. Sua then starts getting chased by the shadow. We see it clearer and it's a ball with an X and O for eyes. Suyin grabs the bell and rings it, but it teleports her instead of putting the monster to sleep. Shein is in the same place as her and tries to open doors. We see quick scenes of the girls holding their bee. We see Siyun with shadow-like hands grabbing at her, symbolizing the beast. We also see Shein surrounded by bubbles, Suyin holding a birdcage, Harem with a diamond, Sua with a bishop piece, Suki blowing petals and Haruna blowing balloons. Shein finds a wisteria tree that has Billy masks, one hiding a bell that she rings. Suki finds the room Siyun is in, and she picks up the bravery pick name tag. Suki strums the guitar and the music from the speakers blast her towards the thing, but the thing also gets destroyed. They all end up on the roof, and with November's help fly off the roof. The end scene are the girls with Billy love, showing that they're ready to face her. While in Gingham Mingyo they were uncertain about the adult world, in Ring Ma Bell they are embracing it, healing and growing up. They are ready to awaken and face their side. Something that was very helpful but also interesting was that on the official Twitter they released linear notes about all the tracks on the album. They gave notes on the overall mode and theme of the songs, without just saying it has unexplainable charms. So I'll just tell them to you and fill any blank spaces. I've waited for this time. My eyes and ears react, and my whole body feels it's time. Let me out here now. The place I'll go to should be totally different from here with different fragrance and music. Ring Ma Bell describes the feelings we have at a turning point in our lives, as we grow up, like becoming an adult from a child, and becoming a member of society from a student, and a new beginning and determination. The song is about amazement looking at the new world, and determination to start again when exhausted. The memories we're keeping might be generating my various emotions. The memories in my mind make different colorful emotions. Whether this emotion created by feeling the childhood memories and emotions disappearing is sad or fearful or happy, I'm not sure. The fragments of the childhood memories generate so many emotions I'm feeling in the present. The feelings I have between myself in the past and the present are expressed with an elaborate arrangement. They are overwhelmed by the various emotions they're feeling from remember their childhood memories. At one point they say they don't want to see the harsh memories, but then question themselves. They know it's important to face this part of themselves, even if it's scary. No matter how small anyone or I look, we have at least one special and amazing talent if you take a closer look at all of us. Grown-ups don't believe me. The only ones who trust me and listen to me are those around me. The subtitle track of this album, Bravest Song for Matilda, used Matilda as a motif, which is a novel written by British children's book writer Roald Dahl in 1988. This song says in an aside that each of us has at least one different talent from others, even if it's a very small one. This song takes place when the girls were children along with Billlie Lore. The girls feel like Billlie understands them more than adults. They point out Billie's smile and warm-hearted nature. Billlie, being a supportive friend, helped them be brave and recognize their individual strengths. The sun is yesterday, the earth is the present, and the moon is tomorrow. With the sun at my back, I've walked looking at the moon rising. I don't think time has passed and only I am still there. Every day, it's like answering the quiz by putting together countless puzzle pieces, vaguely imagining a big picture. The world is going around on a different clock from mine, and so are my friends. But would we be able to be in the same time zone later? This is a continuation of Moon Palace. The song talks about the girls questioning whether this is the right way, and if they're going in the right direction, and their feelings about it. They're trying to move forward and find Billlie, but the resurfaced memories confuse them. They're using time zones to say how Billlie and the girls are far away from each other, but they want to be in the same place. The Joker is referring to Billlie, who hid the Joker card in a second story film, and a MacGuffin is an object, event, or character in a film or story that serves to set and keep the plot in motion, despite usually lacking intrinsic importance. Put it all together and what do you get? The song description goes as follows. There are things that I thought important in life. But looking back, they were nothing special. This is kind of a series of MacGuffins. It would be good to know what's important and what's not, but that's not easy. The lyrics about asking myself that life might be a series of so many MacGuffins after watching others starting to care less about Billlie over time after she disappeared, continue. The story is an extension of the rumor. Grown-ups made a fuss about Billie's disappearance, but soon it became one of the episode's nothing special. By the way, where did Billlie go? In the lyrics they describe Billlie as a mirage, a shadow, and a trick of the mind. Things that you can only see for a quick second, or if you don't look directly at, or something that doesn't have a real form. People aren't urgently talking about her, she's just a passing thought at most. She's slowly being forgotten by the world. And she wasn't the only one.
The plot thickens.
It does indeed.
This is a thick-ass plot.
This one's thick.
Plot is thick as hell.
Juicy. This is a juicy peach.
Oh, it's a juicy peach, all right, and I got juice running down my chin.
Finally, we're at the last album. I know there was some ups and some downs, but we got here together. It's the last stretch, for now at least, so let's dive in. They first teased the album showing the other album's logos with the tagline Billie I know you, Billie you're my name. These are lyrics in overlap. The first film teaser is one of the girls looking at a bus stop.
많은 일들은 느닷없이 일어나기 마련이래. 느닷없이 문득 불현듯 돌연. 그런 단어를 자꾸 떠올리게 돼. 어느 날 네가 불쑥 나타날지도 모른다는 생각이 들어서.
The second film teaser shows that it's Shein.
私たちが一緒に行ったお店の明かりがもっと明るくなった。もうすぐ消えそうに点滅していたけれど、その時私たちがたくさん笑っていたのはとても鮮明だ。しかしどのような服を着ていたのか、どのような内容を話し合ったのかはあまり覚えていない。もしかしたらこんなに曖昧なほどキラキラ輝くのが記憶のようだ。
Film teaser 3 is Shein looking at a bus that's filled with the other members.
When the longest night comes, let's have an extravagant evening, just like the dinner we shared. I'll wear my ring, necklace, and longest light dress. When the moon is lowest, let's climb the roof together.
The audio I was playing are from the physical albums. The girls read the lines from the teasers. Film teaser 4 are the police investigating a house with the tagline "It's a story about an intruder" that takes place on the 11th day of a month at the end of summer. The reflections of B1 call back to earlier story films except Shein's, who has her at night staring at a bus stop. The reflections of B3 have lyrics of old songs on them. Harem and Soohyun's has the lyrics from Overlap, Seyun and Sua's has lyrics from Sun Palace, and Tsuki, Shein, and Haruna's are the lyrics from Birth of Emotion. The common theme of all three songs is that it deals with the girls facing their B-side and old memories. Finally, we get introduced to the fourth lover Glau, an owl that is from the B-side world. Glau is always there to impart wisdom and show them the way where they did know where to go and be. His head is always tilted at 11 o'clock, which sounds painful to be honest. Glau is often seen in Crete, Greece, and the Latin word for night bird, Noctua, is seen on this photo. Glau is also on old Grecian coins and is seen with Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Glau has the ability to see everything in the dark. The title of the video indicates that what we're about to watch takes place before the events of the Village of Perception Chapter 1. We watch as police are investigating outside a house. Tsuki and Haruna seem to be avoiding the policeman's light. As the police enters, it slightly shifts perspective. Instead of the audience following the police, we are tracking the girls ourselves. Soohyun and Harem are reading. We see Soohyun comforting Shein outside in the rain before it cuts to Haruna making food for Soohyun. This ties back to the first story film of Soohyun and Haruna at the dinner table.
남은 건 책 몇 권과 네가 두고 간 클라리넷 반지뿐이다.
In the house there's a calendar that reads the 11th and the Billie Loves House sign. Sua picks up the phone like she's seen doing in the first film.
전기로 전해지는 목소리가 정말 목소리일까?
We see Shein wearing Billie's ring, an owl. We then see the full scene from the teasers. They repeat the line from the first teaser. Shein walks inside the bus, but the others don't notice her. They seem to be frozen in time. Sua goes to answer the door for Harem, Soohyun and Seyun, but when she opens they're not there. Soohyun pushes away from the hug with Shein as Haruna watches in the window.
자기와 어젯밤에 꾼 꿈과 우리가 함께했던 시간이 모두 엉켜 있어. 꼭 거대한 모험같이.
Time rewinds and Tsuki is seen with the fishbowl from the second film. They look outside where the police are still searching. It then shifts to the inside perspective with Suki and Haruna looking at the camera.
고단함과 두려움. 어떤 게 더 견디기 힘들까? 확실한 건 방이 비워져 갈수록 고단함도 두려움도 커진다는 거야.
They show pictures the girls took on the bus, but Sheehan is not facing the camera. The girls look at memories of them in high school. It then shows them sitting in a bed of white feathers, with Sheehan not facing the same way as the others. The police then enters the house.
가장 긴 그날이 오면 우리가 함께했던 식사처럼 근사한 저녁을 보내자. 그럼 나는 반지도 끼고 목걸이도 하고 가장 길고 멈추리 거야. 가장 낫을 때는 함께 15분 연락하자.
The girls aren't there, with the phone hanging off the line. Way back in the second film, I talked about how Sheehan narrating as the missing child, Billie, had a double meaning. Well, now I can finally go more into depth. As you know, in real life Sheehan was added to the group at the end of Ring by Ring promotions. The company then had to think of a way to add her into the story seamlessly. And this was their answer. Even though she never left, Sheehan was also forgotten by the rest of the girls. In this film, when Sheehan is with the other girls, she's hiding her face from the audience, as if to make you not notice that she's there at a quick glance. When Sheehan is comforted by Soohyun, she pushes her away as if rejecting her, or specifically, the memory of her. As of now, there isn't more detail on why she was forgotten. The girls seem to be haunting Billie's house, living there like ghosts. They are stuck in their past, reliving memories of the time right before Billie disappeared from their lives. It seems like we will get to view this life more in the next song. The word Yunoe has many different meanings. It means goodwill, approval, sympathy and readiness to help, adult healing / mental health, beautiful and precious thought. Sheehan introduces herself to the class, and none of the girls recognize her. Sheehan notices Glau and a feather is on her shoulder. On the bus, we see the girls, excluding Sheehan. Billie then texts Soohyun. The text reads, "We're seeing each other tonight, right?" Soohyun reads the text but ignores it. All of the girls stand in line. Suki is recording Harem when Harem notices another her being bothered by Glau. Glau notices the two and flies at the camera. Harem and Soohyun are the first to be friendly with Sheehan. Harem noticed the feather on Sheehan's shoulder when she was introducing herself. Soohyun wakes up one of the girls as a larger Glau watches them. At night the girls are hanging out together when Suki and Haruna separate from the group. Haruna gets a call from Billie. The two enter a building and it leads them to Billie's house. They walk around before they see their other selves from the story film, where their counterparts look at them.
It is brilliant American literature, and I don't care what anybody, it should be taught in schools.
Han Jung-soo, the head producer for Billie's music, wrote descriptions similar to the ones for the previous album. For Yunoe, this is what he wrote. "Everyone has two sides. You and I overlap each other. You and I meet each other on the page folded in half. I can see you over the axis between you and me, and you are also me. Do you know the best way to understand yourself? Forgive what you did in yourself. Have you ever had a moment to hate to see yourself? You probably had a sleepless night regretting what you did all night long. If so, just say this quietly so that you can only hear your voice. Yunoe. I think the best way to understand myself is to forgive what I did. I try to understand and embrace even my negative aspects. That's how you and I completely become one in me, and I feel like that's the right way to find who I really am. So if you want to cry, cry instead of a meaningless smile." The song Yunoe is about the girls learning to forgive their past selves for ignoring Billie on the day she was taken. In Ring Ma Bell, they mention resetting one more time. However, Yunoe is a prequel that's not a prequel. It tells the story of the event, but it takes place after Ring Ma Bell because it resets. After Ring Ma Bell, the girls decide to revisit that memory and face themselves because they're ready to heal from it. The people we see in the film are the Ring Ma Bell girls, revisiting this moment in time. The girls in Yunoe having a fun school day are their side, who don't know how this day will change their lives. This is why Sheehan is introduced as a transfer student when we know they've been childhood friends. They forget Sheehan somewhere in between childhood and teenhood. Back in the first album I gave a theory that the rumor takes place before the first chapter, and this was what I was alluding to. Noticeably, Billlie isn't seen in school or after school hanging with the girls. She just texts and calls them to ask if they are still planning to come over. For some reason, Billlie hasn't been going to school. I believe the rumor happens before the 11th day, where people are wondering where she is. She reveals herself to stop the rumors, but she just goes back to not showing up to class. She then disappears for real this time, and the rumors start up again, this time with no one to stop them. We take a walk listening to the sound of the night like this, and share so many stories. By the way, I guess Billlie the dreamer in the attic isn't here anymore. Where did she go? I think there's a new star in the sky tonight, which I've never seen until yesterday. The star is like a clear blue marble. We don't want tonight to end. We want it to continue to tomorrow evening. Enchanted Night is the song that is played in the film. Enchanted Night takes place on the night Billlie was taken. The girls are walking around at night, letting the stress and worries of the day melt away. They want the night to last, not knowing what's happening to their precious friend under the same moon. The last part of the song is spoken by Seyun and Sua. The attic of yesterday, dreamer Billlie in it. I can't see them anymore, anything really. By the way, that far away the veiled woods. The sound of tension from there, the sound of night, maybe it's a revelation. Just sound of a pipe? What if it's not a pipe? I don't know how to dance around this. It sounds like this girl got brutal pipe murdered. She didn't, don't worry. This last verse does give us a clearer picture of what happened to Billlie. Billlie was in her attic. We know that the attic isn't real, it's an imaginary place that the kids created inside her house. Billlie can't see the girls anymore. The shadow has fully enveloped her. The woods line is another reference to Carl Jung. Jung described the collective unconscious as a forest. In the song Birth of Emotion, they compare Billlie to a dense forest, and Dream Vader is also symbolic with forests. In the night, tension rises as the sound of a pipe is heard. But it's revealed that the sound wasn't actually a pipe, it was Billie's cries. We still don't have the full story surrounding this night, but we are slowly being able to put the pieces together. The discomfort of tomorrow and the child who was mean to me yesterday. The more I think about the fear and anxiety about what I'm doing, the fewer solutions I can find. The errors coming from useless imaginations, wrong expectations, and wrong calculations are raising my anxiety. I don't think I can have enough courage to shake off all these fears if I just keep thinking. It gets more frightening if I keep chasing the illusion, not the reality. It'll take out my authentic self in my mind and get rid of the fear. In order to overcome something that will take me to another world like a girl in a red hood, I become the strongest when I am myself. The song conveys a short but strong message that courage comes from the heart, not the brain. I've been watching you by your side for a long time, but I've never seen you in the most confused state like this for so long. Are you okay? Is it what people call growing pains that you are currently suffering from? The person I knew as you made the wounds heal quickly, calmly prepared for the next exam, even if you didn't get a good score. And acted cool and moved on even if you didn't get a reply to a note from a person you had a crush on. But today you were so different. To me you were the most special and extraordinary. You were the bravest among your friends, you were confident in love, and above all you were the most confident in yourself. Since when did you change like this? You're crying for little things now. You're easily getting hurt by meaningless words. You're saying tomorrow is just empty. You're denying your past. I want you to come back to the way you were. Can't you come back to the way you were? That was extraordinary and I admired. How can I help you? Is there anything I can do? Excuse me while I just... As you can probably pick up from the description, Extraordinary is about an outsider's perspective of Billlie. The girls are noticing that Billlie is acting differently. Billlie was known to be multifaceted, but now has eyes like an empty glass bottle. She feels like a stranger to them. Billlie is in too deep now, and she's brushing off uncomfortable conversations. The girls say that Billlie just needs to call them and they'll come running over. But we know that, when Billlie did need them, they ignored her, too busy while hanging out with each other. The girls didn't know the extent of Billie's problems, just that she started acting strangely. They wanted to help her get back to the way she was, but didn't know why she was acting that way in the first place. They took everything at a surface level, not noticing the true problem. Billie's empty eyes start turning black like a shadow. Billlie can't deny it now, the B-side of her that she has been hiding for years is slowly presenting itself. She's asking only one thing. Can you see me? I saw her yesterday by accident, and she looked slightly different. Is she wandering around in a different time and place like me? If so, I want to run into her in a different time and space where I'll be a better person than now in this space. This song is about the A-side and B-side of the girls finally meeting. The line "I feel like I'm falling maze, I won't wander anymore" indicates that they are out of the fog mentioned in previous songs. The girls asks for their past selves to wait for them, they'll quickly reunite. The line "even if I keep calling for you I can just hear the echo. Maybe aren't you here anymore" goes back to the last story film where Sua picks up the phone and hears herself. The line "I can see my other self in your eyes" can be seen in Unoya with Tsuki and Haruna meeting their B-sides, and Haruna sees her B-side with Glau. The girls want to know more about their B-sides in the space for just the two of us who became one. In the bridge they say this will be the last time they will have to search for their past, believing they will become whole once and for all. In the refrain, they change parts of the original chorus. Instead of wanting to know you, meaning their B-side, they now say me, no longer seeing their B-side as a separate person. They want to view those moments in their own eyes, not in someone else's. This whole search for them made them feel crazy, but they have to face it now. The space for the two of them has now disappeared, but the girls visit it every day to reach out to their inner selves. The girls never want to be apart from their inner child again. Now that they have fully healed from their past trauma, they are ready to move on in their journey to rescue Billlie.
Hey. Hi. What are you doing? You're crying?
No.
You're crying from Home Alone?
The old man got to me.
All right.
Wow, that was a long journey, but we've reached the end of the video. I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope this guide was helpful, or at the very least entertaining. While you're here, feel free to check out my other videos. Okay, bye.